Alright boys, today we're going to be looking at the top 5 most disappointing characters that came out in Injustice 2 Mobile. These are characters that I just didn't feel like they hit the mark as to what they should have been able to do when the characters came out. Really quick, I have a second channel for Injustice 1 content, so if you want to go subscribe to it, I would really appreciate it. Link is down in the description and in the pinned comment. With that being said, hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for watching, and stay safe and stay clean. Starting off our list is going to be a character that came out a very long time ago, most likely before a lot of you guys even played the game. It's going to be Amazon Wonder Woman. So like I said, this character came out a very long time ago, so I don't really find it fair to compare this character to some of the characters coming out nowadays like Raven. However, I'm still going to put this character on the list for one main reason. When this character came out, the way you would get the shards for this character is off of the daily objectives. There's nothing wrong with that. The only problem is that this character was not in the daily objectives for very long. As a matter of fact, I used to play the game pretty much every single day, and my Amazon Wonder Woman is still at 3 stars. And even if I didn't log in for a couple of days, there's still no way that you would have gotten this character up to 5 stars. There just wasn't enough time. On top of that, back then, we didn't have any prismatic shards or might shards, so it was very confusing as to how we would even begin to upgrade this character. I guess you could buy her off of the chests, but even then, this character is not really a character you want to upgrade. Again, don't compare this character to characters coming out nowadays, because back then things were completely different, but even back then this character was an F tier character, so that really does say something. I feel like the developers, when they added this character, only thought about the fact that the new Wonder Woman movie was going to come out and Amazon Wonder Woman would be kind of like a promo for the movie. So they didn't really put a lot of effort on this character, and it's very clear if you go look at the passives. So what this character does is she gives her female teammates 5% more health when you promote this character to 5 stars. Again, that is absolutely useless. This is definitely a really bad character, especially with the artifacts coming out nowadays. You can get 50% more health on your character with one artifact. There's literally nothing that you can do with 5% health, especially when you consider the fact that this only works for female teammates. And in terms of her special abilities, there's nothing going on either. Her special 1 and special 3 are useless. Her special 2 does have a reflective shield, but I mean, at least with Gorilla Grodd, Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd, you can actually fully unlock the character off of the versus challenge mode. And of course, he also has a reflective shield on his special 2, and everybody knows he's a beast of a character, one of the greatest characters in the game, so there's literally no reason why you should be focusing on getting Amazon Wonder Woman. Anyways, now moving on to number 4, it's going to be Red Hood. Now, oddly enough, Red Hood is a part of the top 6 teams in the game if you want to be focusing on damage. So you might be wondering, well, why would you put this character on the list? Well, when this character first came out, a lot of people, including myself, expected this character to be a damage dealer. He's Red Hood. He's supposed to be an aggressive character. We didn't really think he would come out the way that he came out. And even though, yes, he is a part of the top 6 teams, he isn't really the most necessary character. As a matter of fact, if we were to take all the characters from the top 6 teams, Red Hood would easily be the least needed character. Like, what he does is enough to put him in the top 6 teams, but still not good enough to make him a really OP character, or at least live up to the expectations of what this character could be. Because of his passive, he does work out a little bit better than most of the characters for solo raids, because he adds 30 seconds to the timer, and of course in raids the timer is your biggest enemy. But, I mean, you're not really going to be seeing too much of a damage loss if you decide to add somebody like Emerald Green Lantern or another really good average support character. And also, unfortunately, his special abilities do look really cool, but again, like the character, they just kind of flop. They don't really do that much damage or do anything super special. Anyways, now moving on to number 3, it's going to be Justice League Batman. This character was added to the game when the Justice League team was added to the game, and he is definitely the worst character in the Justice League team, but not only that, He's also the worst Batman character when you compare him to all the Batman characters in the game. So what this character does is after using a special one, it gives him armor pierce on his special abilities for 5 seconds. And he does have a second passive. His second passive makes it so that himself and his teammates are protected by the first special ability that they take from the enemy. Okay, so with that being said, my biggest problem with this character is the first part of his passive. Doing armor pierce on your special abilities is okay, but my problem is that with this character, you only have 5 seconds to do it, and that is a very, very short amount of time. After using your special ability, you're either going to tag out for your combo builder, or at the very least, you're going to be backing off so you can reset the match and start your combo over. Because after using special abilities, unless you can do some sort of combo right away after the special ability, you have to back off. That's just the way the game works. So if you decide to back off, or if you decide to tag out, those 5 seconds are gone. You're not going to be able to do armor pierce anymore, which makes this passive completely useless. On top of that, taking one special ability without any damage is really not that big of a deal. I mean, in Injustice 1, we had a character called Injustice 2 Superman. Every single time he tagged in, he wouldn't take the first special ability from the opponent. That is very, very good. This is not. You just take one free special ability and then it's gone. You don't get it back. So I don't really think that one special ability is going to ruin your game. So the second part of his passive, in my opinion, is also useless. And also, if you want to go look at his special abilities, they're all really bad. His special 2 does have dot damage, but it barely lasts any time and it barely does any damage. And none of his special abilities have any sort of secret multipliers. And just the cherry on top is that this character is an arena season character. Now, for most people, I think that are experienced, don't really have a problem with the arena grind, but for a lot of noobs, getting this character is going to take a lot of time, and it's really not that worth it. He does become a little bit better if you put him with the Just League team, when you pair him up with characters like Just League Cyborg or Just League Flash. But the problem is that with the team, you want to be focusing on doing basic attack damage. So Just League Aquaman is a far better choice because it gives you 100% of the time armor pierce on your basic attack hits. So Aquaman can do what Just League Flash does, but way better. And he's also an arena character, so why would you spend your time grinding for Batman when you could just be getting Aquaman? So yeah, Batman literally has no use at all. Okay, so with that being said, before we move on to number 1 and number 2, I just want to let you guys know both spots are going to be legendary characters. A lot of people ask me, why do I talk a lot of trash about legendary characters, even if they're better than some of the other characters? And you know what? Fair enough. But you have to understand that if you're going to get these legendary characters, first of all, getting the gears is a big pain. You're either going to have to spend money or wait a lot of time. And also, not to mention, obviously, that getting the character themselves and promoting them takes a very, very, very long time. So because of that, I expect a legendary character to be beyond better than any gold or any silver. I don't care if they're a little bit better or if they have a little bit more use than a silver or a gold. They have to be way better because it takes way more effort to be able to use the character and max out the character. Okay, so with that being said, now let's move on to number 2, which is going to be Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. I don't really know what to say about this character because this character gives me a headache every time I try to understand how this character works. So I don't mean that literally, by the way. I do know how the character works. She's just very, very awkward. Okay, so she basically steals your stats at the beginning of the battle. So that's going to be useful for arena, but not useful at all for raids. Again, this is a legendary we're talking about here. I kind of need you to be good for raids if I want to get you. And yeah, that's pretty much the best that she can do. She does get a couple of buffs from Enchantress, Suicide Squad Deadshot, and also Joker teammates, but there's no good teammates that you would put with this character anyways, so that's kind of completely useless. I mean, Enchantress is good for healing up, but that's Enchantress's passive, not Harley Quinn's passive. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this character. She can barely one-shot T6, which nowadays is not impressive at all anymore. So yeah, there's nothing else to say about this character. She's just really confusing. Good for arena, but there's a lot of legendary characters that are good for arena, like Darkseid. I'd rather use Just League Cyborg, to be completely honest. So yeah, this character is really bad. She's going to be coming in at number 2 as one of the worst characters that were introduced in this game. The only reason why she didn't come in at number 1 is because you can add Enchantress and make her just a little bit better because she's pretty much never going to die. Okay, so now we're going to move on to number 1, and there's a lot of reasons why I don't like this character. First of all, it's going to be Golden Armor Wonder Woman. I'm going to say it right away. And a lot of people are going to get mad at me because they think this character is not as bad as she is. I'm not even gonna judge her based on my opinion. Just go on YouTube, bro. I just did it right now and search up Golden Armored Wonder Woman Injustice 2 Mobile. You're not gonna see any raid gameplay at all. You know why? When this character dropped, which by the way, had one of the worst times to drop the character ever, I believe she dropped during the cooldown for solo raids. So people got a feel of this character when solo raids wasn't here, and then by the time solo raids came out, everyone was like, nah, I'm not gonna use this character. That's how bad the character was. Not a lot of people, after using her in arena, even cared about trying to use her in solo raids. So there's really limited gameplay out there to go off with this character. On top of that, she's not going to be breaking any damage numbers. She seemed like she would be good to give her characters a little bit of attack when their health dropped, but come to find out, wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be. Losing health for some characters can take a lot of time, and if you're not going to get a huge buff out of it, then it's really not worth it. And if you're going to be using the father box, losing health can take a minute because you're going to be healing up. So yeah, there's a lot of complications with this character. Not to mention, and I know this has nothing to do with the character, but the movie for Wonder Woman 84 or whatever it was absolute garbage. So that kind of makes the character a little bit more worse in my opinion. At least with the Amazon Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman was actually pretty damn good. I know it makes no sense, but it's something ingrained in the back of my mind, okay? Anyways, looking at the passives, I already said the one where she gives you a little bit more damage if you lose health. She also has dot resistance, so welcome back Firestorm. And her passive 3 has a chance for blocked attacks to increase the combo meter by 3. That's actually pretty good. I do like that one, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like this character can do a lot of damage, so it's not really super worth it. Maybe she might be good with Cal Superman, because Cal Superman can lose health, and he can also regenerate health, which should be pretty good with this character, and also his combo meter doesn't reset sometimes. So with that character, it might actually be a pretty good combo. But anyways, her special 1 does have armor pierce, her special 2 doesn't really do much, and her special 3 doesn't really do much. So yeah, getting this character, taking the time to get this character, in my opinion, is really not worth it. I think the fact that she's also a newer character makes her more exciting for brand new players, which kind of makes me hate the character a little bit more, because no, don't pay attention to the fact that she's a new character. Don't get her. If she's bad, she's bad. Don't get the character. Anyways, with that being said, hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe and stay clean. Let me know who was your most disappointing character down in the comments section, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching.